So after our first meeting, you would have given us a lot of information and we would have given you a lot of information. And I thought that potentially it would be useful if I just reiterated some of the generalities so that you can either share it with other family members or just refresh your understanding of it. Aged care fees come in 4 potential layers, and they are comprised of the accommodation costs, the basic daily fee or something that covers your usual living costs that you would pay for at home, a means-tested care fee, which is the 3rd layer of fees, which is what the government asks you to contribute towards the nursing cost of care, and a potential 4th layer of fees, which is charged in some places and not in others. So let's run over those in a little bit more detail. The accommodation cost is something which falls into one of 2 categories. Either, based on your income and your assets, you're going to be asked to pay the advertised price for the room, and that comes in as what we call a RAD, a refundable accommodation deposit. Now, typical room costs are somewhere between $450,000 and $550,000. That's a very average, middle of the road kind of range. And you've got a choice of how you pay for that accommodation cost. You can either hand over $500,000 to pay for the full cost of the room, in which case you are government guaranteed to get that back, either when you move out of care or if your loved one passes away. The other option is that you rent the room. So in this case, you're not putting down a lump sum, you're actually paying an interest cost. Now, the government sets the interest rate, and at the moment that's over 8%. And basically, if you're paying by rental, so to speak, it is a daily accommodation payment, or DAP, and it's the interest on the outstanding amount. So if you had a room that was $500,000 and you are paying it via daily accommodation payment, you're paying 8% on $500,000. That is over $40,000 per year in rental, so to speak. Now, those are the 2 extremes, a full lump sum or no lump sum. But you've actually got the option of going any combination in between. So in other words, you could put down a part lump sum and pay the other piece of the accommodation cost by daily accommodation payment. And you've even got the option to have the daily accommodation payment deducted from the lump sum that you've lodged. So there's a lot of flexibility in how you pay for the accommodation in residential aged care. Which option is right for you is where we come in. So we have obviously had a bit of a discussion about that already. The 2nd layer of fees that you will come across is the one that everybody pays. It doesn't matter what your assets are, everybody will pay the basic daily fee. And that covers things like food, water, electricity, laundry, cleaning. All of those kinds of expenses are wrapped up into one basic daily fee. At the moment, that is $61.96 per day. That is 85% of the single rate of age pension. And it's linked to the single rate of age pension, meaning that as the pension index is up, so will the basic daily fee. So that covers off on the first 2 layers of fees. The 3rd layer of fees is somewhat contentious because some people pay it and some people don't. If you have very low means, you won't be asked to contribute anything towards your nursing cost of care. But if you have some assets and income, you're asked to contribute something. Now, the government usually picks up the majority of the cost of your actual care in a nursing home. But based on your income and your assets, you may be asked to contribute towards that. It could be a couple of dollars a day. There is a daily cap, though, of around $416 a day. There is also a yearly cap and a lifetime cap. So once you hit those caps, that means tested care fee turns off. So that's the 3rd layer of fees. The 4th layer of fees, as I said, is potential layer. Some places charge it and some places don't. It is becoming more and more prevalent that it does get charged, though. It is supposed to cover the luxuries. So that means different things to different people. And every nursing home will have a different list of what they offer for that additional services fee or extra services fee. That fee ranges anywhere between $10 a day extra up to $50 a day extra. And the types of things that it could cover might be anything from a choice of meals at dinner time through to a glass of wine or beer with lunch, or an outing or two per month, or hairdressing, or additional entertainment. Any number of different things could be on that list. So your way to control that is generally you choose to go to one of those places that charges it, or you don't. There is very seldom an opt-in, opt-out option there. So in other words, if a nursing home offers additional services, you are more than likely required, or it is mandatory, to take those up.